himself straight out to Ted Rowlands, who's been in court all day long on the ground in Kansas. Ted, what's the reaction to Brett's astounding claims that his wife Vashti was sleeping around on the job right up until the time she died?
Well, as you mentioned, Jane, the family has had a very difficult time. It was a horrible day in court for them. They had to sit there and listen to him, and in their mind, he is lying through his teeth, and it is very difficult to hear him talk in detail, not only about the affairs, but at one point, he even insinuated to the jury that she had tried to commit suicide several times before. The judge immediately stopped him. There was a recess, but, you know, he rung the bell, and that really upset them. They said that is absolutely BS, that there's no medical records, that is a total fabrication, and he knew he wasn't supposed to say it, yet he said it anyway. They are really, really upset by today's testimony.
Now, Brett Seacat, this defendant, actually hit his face. You're seeing a still picture of him while we hear his voice because he asked the judge, please, judge, let me hide my face. As he told the jury about his wife's cheating, alleged cheating. He says, well, it wasn't just once, it was an ongoing issue with them. Listen to this.
She's the one who told me that she had slept with the vice president. She had had several affairs with her supervisor. The last one that she had ironclad confirmed was in 2008. But she had alluded to being responsible for an affair with him as late as March and April.
March and April of what year?
2011.
Let's debate it. Is blaming the victim going to backfire? Starting with Holly Hughes, former prosecutor for the prosecution.
It's absolutely going to backfire, Jane, and here's why. Because there's no corroborating evidence of it. If there were some emails, if there were some text messages, anything to corroborate what he's saying, a jury might believe it. They might say, okay, there's some additional corroborating evidence. With nothing else, this is just going to look like I'm trying to save my own behind by throwing her reputation under the bus.
Janet Johnson for the defense.
I thought it was so effective today. This was a game changer. And you know what? The prosecution, this guy's alive. They can bring in the vice president. If it didn't happen, he can say it didn't happen. And I assume that they're going to try to do that. Of course, who's going to admit it did happen? But quite frankly, I thought it was very effective what he did today on the stand.
John Lieberman.
Well, it's not a game changer because you're going to see on cross-examination that Seacat has absolutely zero credibility, that none of his story adds up. And as I told you last night, Jane, the defense has been chomping at the bit to find some way to get in this uncorroborated evidence about affairs and other suicide attempts. That's the whole reason why they put Seacat on the stand, and now they got their wish. I think it's going to backfire because the rest of his story is so incredible.
I think we're seeing a new trend where it's like defense attorneys are going, hey, take the stand and just say whatever you want. I'm looking the other way.